Alright, welcome back to the SuperCoach channel. In this video, we're going to review game week 21 of the 2025-26 SuperCoach EPL season, as well as Fantasy Premier League, as well as preview week 22, albeit we do have a bit of time with the FA Cup on this weekend at the time of recording, so a bit of time to review our trades and our ideas, but we'll put something together now anyway. So 1 out of 2 league wins. Thank you for the confetti. But yeah, 92 points. I probably didn't recap that very well or at all. So 92 points for this week in SuperCoach EPL. Top 24% for the week. So we did drop 262 spots overall. Still top 4%. So doing all right, but nothing too fantastic. If we have a look at the team. So we had Donnarumma in goal, only get us a 2-point return. Sanchez with 3 would have been 1 point better. The defence was good and bad. So the good, Gabriel, Timber, Van Dijk, nil or draw, so points all round. But Guardiola missed out. Munoz also missed out, so with injury. So we missed out on a score there. We could have gone 3-5-2 and got Fernandez 14, which is even more disappointing. And then, yeah, we look at the rest of the team. We've got Rice, Foden, Palmer, 9-6-2, 6 for Bowen. Haaland as captain with 16 was handy. So double that, 32. João Pedro with 1. At least he played, unlike Ekitike. So in terms of the league, the first one got the win over Parmigiana, Byron's team, who he had Fernandez on field, which was nice. Raya in goal was handy for a 10-point return. Semenyo with 9 points, but he's now transferred to Man City, so not sure he is locked in as he has been. But yeah, Haaland as captain as well was nice. Elsewhere across the league, looks like top score down the bottom here, Rice Baby, Matt's team with a 142. Captain Thiago, so he's been going really well, 22 points this week for him. Harry Wilson with the 19. So I guess the guys that I've got in Fantasy Premier League going good this week. Dean Henderson in goal for 14 points was also pretty handy. Sade from Brentford, 12 points. So lots of double-digit scores there, which is great to see. Gabriel as well amongst the common players. In the second leg, though, did lose out to the Yarra Spartans Bills team. He scored 115. Combination of Tarkowski, Fernandez, Raya getting doubles, sort of cancelling out anything Timber did. Probably having the 11th player on field too with Saka's score helped a little bit, but comfortable win nonetheless. It looks like in this league, Travis top scored, Empire of the Cop with a 134. So Elliot Anderson got a 14-pointer. Thiago there as well. Matty Cash, Tarkowski, and then the Arsenal assets doing all right as well. Elsewhere across the league, actually, I always forget the Open League. There's a few guys in here that don't feature elsewhere. So 136 for the 40-year-old Virgil, Sam's team. Pretty handy score. So yeah, it looks like that's the top score in the Open League. So we'll have a look there. So for Sam, he had Matty Cash, Bruno Guimaraes with 24s, fantastic. Saliba in defence for Arsenal went well. Had Timber, Gabriel, so pretty strong on the Arsenal defence. And I mean, it's pretty good this week, even against a top 6 team in Liverpool. Awesome. So now we can look at the other players that went well this week. So Harvey Barnes was number 1 with a 28-point return. Benjamin Sesko, so 26 points this week with the change of manager. I guess at his cheap price, he would offer a bit of value. We'll look at the break even shortly, but I reckon he'll be pretty high up. Guimaraes is expensive, but did well. Aronson, 24 points. Kevin Kelleher in goal, 22 points this week was fantastic. Um, Patrick Dorgu, we've had previously in our back line. He scored well this week with 17, albeit he is playing more as a forward winger rather than a wing back. Yarmaluk, Calvert Lewin, 17 points apiece. Senesi has been a pretty popular defender throughout the season, 16 this week. Allison in goal, I guess off a clean sheet, 14 is pretty handy. Liam Delap, nice and cheap with a 14-point return. Played 90 minutes, that's interesting. I guess with the midweek fixture, they may have just sort of rested João Pedro a bit, so I wouldn't be rushing to get him in just at the moment. Mark Gahey's fairly cheap, 13 points. Matoma, Kirkes, yeah, lost 2.8 mil off the start of the season, so maybe now's the time to get on if you rate Liverpool's defense. Probably not. But break evens. So Thiago's still number one with a negative 21 break even. Not cheap though at 11.39. Honestly thought Sesko would be higher, but sixth there. So you still got Veltman off his didn't play this week. Bueno had another decent week with a 10. Barnes and Aronson went well this week at their cheap price, so that makes sense. Ben Davies didn't play this week. Collins, super expensive, wouldn't be going there. They're probably the main ones to focus on looking to this week. So in terms of trades, I guess we are missing out on a few players in form like Thiago, Guimaraes, but they are a bit expensive. So just have a look at the fixture. So you got Man United, Man City this week, which might sort of limit the upside of like a Sesko. But I'm thinking we could use his cash. So what I'm thinking the play is we go Ekatike out. See, here's the thing: we could go Thiago, who's in form, has a tough fixture against Chelsea, but they're about to hit a tough run. No, not the worst. Not Forest, Villa, Newcastle, Arsenal after that. So they did have a really good run of fixtures over Christmas, which is why I got him in FPL. But he's in form, so does he just continue on? I think we've got to look forward, not back so much. So, what's Man United's fixture like after this week? Obviously, Man City is not great. And then Arsenal, oh, yuck, okay. Out the other side, Fulham, Tottenham, West Ham's not the worst. I guess that's the advantage of playing these top two teams this 2 weeks is that it does open up, relatively speaking, after that. Can Man United turn it around with Amorim gone? Let's go it, I reckon. So I think we'll use a trade to get to Sesko. And then with the other trade, we want to get off Bowen. Just West Ham aren't going that great. And as we said, there is definitely midfielders in form. So we can get Bruno. So, we can't get Thiago, but we can get Bruno, who's in good form. Has Wolves this week, which is a great fixture. After that, Villa, Liverpool's hopefully tough. Man City in a few. So they're sort of like the top teams are sort of spread out evenly enough, I think, that he could be a season long hold. So let's get Guimaraes in. So so those are the trades. Two trades we could do a boost potentially, but yeah, I don't know how that would work. Guess the only player I would be looking for is Thiago, but again, we'll see how that goes. Um, so fixtures this week. So Man United, Man City up front. So actually might need. So I believe Munoz should be back as well for Palace, so he will be in consideration for a selection. But we might just keep it 4-4-2 just to maximise any potential outs. So, or Liverpool at home. Should we really have traded out Ekitike? I know it made us some money, but at home to Burnley, and surely he was only out because of the midweek thing. Do we even make trades at all? Like, yeah, Newcastle Wolves is a nice fixture, so Guimaraes would be fantastic. Pedro at home to Brentford. Maybe Pedro to Sesko just to get that bit of cash going. And it doesn't give us too much to do with a Bowen, for example. Let's go off break even, try and make some cash. So I guess Harvey Barnes with the fixture against Wolves could be nice. Worst case scenario, we pocket some money. So we'll do that. Done. Alright, so then the picks. So I think even though we've brought Sesko in, we'll put him on the bench against Man City. Ekitike against Burnley is nice. Fernandez does need to come in. Um, who misses out? So you've got Rice against Forests, Foden against Man U, Palmer against Brentford at home. Maybe Cole Palmer might be a way to get him back into some form. Put him on the bench. And then in defence, so I guess we could roll the dice on Munoz playing. I think Van Dijk will be good for a clean sheet against Burnley. Um, Arsenal defence, yep, Guardiola should be back. And then flip of the coin, I think, in terms of maybe just because he's at home, we'll go Sanchez. Also, we might get a bit of something out of Sesko or Fernandez, so we'll leave Donnarumma out this week. And then captain, vice captain. So I think got a VC Haaland. I guess this might be an issue if we don't have a loophole anywhere. I'm sure one will crop up, no doubt. Um, so, who would then be the captain? So that's on Saturday night. So, where's all the Sunday? So I guess it's these games here that aren't yet advertised. So Barnes as captain would be the only option. So maybe we just back Ekitike in to score against Burnley. Yeah, let's do it. Something different. Alright, so that's Supercoach EPL done. FPL real quickly. So we scored 69 this week, which is nice. So that's mostly thanks to Kelleher and goal with a 13. Unfortunately, with Guardiola out, we did cop a -3 from Kukurea, so it wasn't all good in that sense. But Timber, Dorgu doing all right for us. We have Bruno, 11 points in this one. Thiago with 12. Haaland as captain scored. Voldemar must have got an assist. So it's looking okay. Harry Wilson on the bench, though, was a bit flat. So we missed out. We could have done a little bit better in terms of scoring. But good game week of 500,000, sorry. And so our overall rank has rocketed up to 2,200,000. So we're pushing in towards that top 2 million. That's our progress. And pushing up in the Supercoach Nuffs League thanks to a win over Joseph's team, the Miles Express. who played his wild card this week for a 55. So had Wilson and Bruno on field, Gabriel in defence, had Cash on the bench, so Donnarumma in goal. So I guess no Kelleher was probably the big difference there for us. If I go back, so top score this week. Looks like I got the top score this week, which is pretty rare. So I'll take that. High scoring one there between Frank and Shane. Talked about them quite a bit on this channel, so well done, guys. And then, yeah, so transfers this week. So we've been banking the free transfers of late. Got three of them in the back pocket. Oh, so Guardiola. So leg injury unknown return date. So we might just quickly switch that around in SuperCoach. Maybe he goes on the bench. Uh, yeah, so I guess 5.9 mil we could do something with. We could go straight to Gabriel, use up all of our budget. Um, which I'm not against. I guess the other one is maybe I'm ready to move on from Zoboslai. I guess also Bruno Fernandes being back is very tempting as well. So what are we thinking? So, yes, I guess if we think short term, the Wolves fixture is fantastic. These guys were the front three we're happy with. Wilson's cheap, so that's nice. Rice is number one midfielder, I'm pretty sure, so be silly to trade him out. So it's probably gonna. We could use the three transfers on Foden, Soboslai, Guardiola. If we went to go Gabriel, Fernandez, so lock in those two guys, and then that gives us 6.2 to spend. So if we should go 6.6 just in case there is a 6.2 option we want in the midfield. I'd reset. So it's from 6.5. So Ghana at 5.1 mils been going good for Everton. Might just need the team things to see where these guys play. Everton, so Ghana's a bit of a deeper midfielder, but nailed on. Fair enough. Gravenberg, Enzo we can't afford. Granit Xhaka would be nailed on. So definitely more of those defensive midfielder picks at this price. Minter, although he's dead leg. Oh, no good. Must have been a good one. But here's the sort of attacking sort of upside pick we like. Oh, that was the fixture there against. Okay, so he played the last one but copped a dead leg. Reinders has been alright, a bit up and down, but does seem to have an attacking stat in him. So what's he up to now for the season? 5 goals, 2 assists. Defensive contributions, not so much. So you are relying on that attacking upside. Zubimendi plays a bit deeper. Grealish is out of range. After that, a few sort of out. So we target the Wolves fixture and go Barnes. He's scored 2 goals on the weekend. Just have a look at Pacatamore to see who they're up against. Maybe we could target something there. Target the teams playing against the weak teams. Guess maybe there's who takes over at Bournemouth now with Semenyo gone. Bradley, perhaps. Might be worthwhile having a look there, but I think after that it's getting a bit of a stab in the dark. So I think we'll go Barnes. We'll target the fixture this week. Not that we necessarily need to with the rest of our front seven. But let's do it. Alright, so then, so now we've got double Arsenal defence, which is pretty good. Dorgu against City is going to be tough, but Kukurea against Brentford. Will he be suspended, wouldn't he, for getting sent off? Or am I imagining? He definitely got sent off, didn't he? That's why he got -3. Or does he get to serve that during the FA Cup? I don't know. We'll leave him on the bench anyway. So Wilson against Leeds. With the form he's in, do you really want to leave him out? But then, which of the front seven go? I guess maybe Thiago against Chelsea. Yep, think so. Let's sub him out. So we go 3-5-2 this week. Captains and vice captaincy. So we got the 3 against the Wolves. So it's just lucky dip on which one there. Or do we just back Man City to keep rolling against in the derby? Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it as is. A bit boring, but whatever. So I guess Chelsea or Liverpool. We'll take Kelleher against Chelsea. So I think that's the team going into this week. Actually, I'll swap Kukurea in if he is suspended. Dorgu's fine in there, but if not, his matchup against Brentford probably is a little bit nicer, especially since we've benched Thiago. But I think that's about it. We'll wrap the video up there. We'll go back to the SuperCoach. So as always, questions, likes, subscribes, all that sort of good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one.